Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away, there was a knight named Sir Bobby. And Sir Bobby emerges from the darkness and went go and grab a chicken, and then he yapped a dragon, and then something happened. Anyway, hello lads, it is I, Sir Bobby Buvett, welcoming you back to our quest. Oh crap. Yeah, it gets so lonely here. Oh my god, it's lonely. Yes, I played this game last night, and there are two routes that I have yet to do. I was like, yo, this game is really fun. I love me some reading and yapping. So, we're gonna continue today in hopes to finish the game. We're gonna try to do the two routes, which is the shore and the what's that? The village? Is it the village? Is it a village? I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna hope to finish this game. I think this is gonna be like a 3 hour gameplay. So I'm just gonna yap for 3 hours. God bless my vocal cords. So let's see what happens. I'm very excited. Hello. There's one person watching me right now. But nevertheless, I'm still gonna get started. So without further ado, let's get this started. Shall we? I'm excited. And look, I am reading a book. As you can see from my avatar. Very, very cool. So yeah, let's get started. So, last night I played this game. A princess trapped me in her dungeon. Well, spoiler alert. And do I forgive her? Maybe, because she's cute, but still. That's kinda messed up, right? So yeah. Let's load this thingy up. Let's spit on that thing and let's go. Yeah. So let's go to the shore. I'm very okay, I'm just checking my volume if it's okay. I'm sorry if you guys hear a doubling. But yeah, let's go to the shore. More yappa yappa. So you want to go to the shore. Good idea. What will you discover there, I wonder? This night is far from over, and there are any numbers of adventures still awaiting you. I hope that you have prepared yourself in advance, and I do hope for your sake that you have learned how to swim. God, I don't know how to swim. That's one of my weaknesses as a knight, and I admit it, I don't know how to swim, so this can be a problem. I have a sneaking suspicion that this skill might come in handy. Well, that's a spoiler, but okay. You follow the path which leads to the shore, supporting yourself on weary, aching limbs which feels ready to snap at the knee beneath the burden of your weight. So basically we had like a second chance where we were at a dungeon, and then we have a chance to redo everything. There's like two chances, like get eaten by the princess or redo. So we are at the redo route, and we are running from something. We still don't know what we're running from, but we'll figure that one out. You're a little more than a whisper girl, but you have been running for a very long, and your feet are very numb. You feel like great lumbering thing. You need to lie down, and quickly. You only hope as you continue to run that you will find a means to escape your current predicament by the shore. Shorekeeper, you do not know what awaits you, but you have visions of a harbor extending out to the horizon, wailing a fleet of white-sailed fishing vessels. Surely there will be a kindly fisherman who will be willing to take you far, far away on his boat, to a place where your pursuer will not be able to find you? I don't. Okay, I hope. You can imagine, too, the face of this kindly fisherman, a face you have lifted from the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. He will have thick, bushy eyebrows and a dark brown beard streaked through with gray. We are fantasizing again. Just like what we did on the castle route. He will look intimidating at a glance, but he will be fiercely protective of you, just like a father. Oh, daddy issues. Okay. You don't know what fathers are supposed to be like? Okay, yeah. You're only imagining. It is your imagination, however, which grants you the strength needed to keep going. Okay, very cute piece of land over here. It looks like a beach. I mean, it is a shore. So yeah. You run to the shore. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally you do it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say that the time had begun to lose all its meaning? The forest is behind you now. At least, and all the awful nightmares that lurk within it. It is still cold, though, and still foggy. It is still dark, too. The sun is yet to rise. See, this game is sometimes scary. I don't know. It got that vibe. Like, I know for a fact there's no jump scares, but I still feel like there's gonna be jump scares. You can see the moon more clearly now as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl or orb or crystal ball. The moonlight shines down upon the vertiginous cliffs, which plummet sharply downwards to an array of sharp, spiky rocks below. You fell upon escaping the woods a degree of hope, but the sight of these weather-blasted cliffs gives you pause. You inhale. Then you frown. I'm frowning. Now, what do? You did not think this plan of yours so very well. That's the thing. I really don't think. So, yeah, that's my very weakness as a knight. Now that you had much in the way of a plan in the first place, there's little in the way of civilization here. The cliffs are far from the village. How far, you don't know. And you cannot see any houses. Peak reading, thank you. Where exactly will you rest your weary head, and what of your weary legs? I can just lay down here, maybe like for a while, you know? Maybe like a 5-minute rest. Fitfully, you look around. There's nobody to your east, nor is there anybody to your west. There's no point in looking south. Wait. Maybe the volume is too loud. I want to hear you guys yap more. I want you to guys hear me yap clearly. There's no point in looking south. Okay, I just read that. The cliffs are too steep to scale, and it is too dark. Naturally, there is not a soul here to help you. The OST is popping. You're on your own. You feel so overwhelmed you could very well cry. You do not cry, however. You know that tears have never helped anyone. If you want to cry, just cry. It's fine. You got yourself into this mess. Now you need to get yourself out of it. We still don't know what's chasing us. It is with this thought in mind that you inhale a lung full of salty oceanic air. Then you begin your exploration in earnest. You keep away from the edge of the cliffs, afraid that you might slip and take a sudden unfortunate tumble into the abyss below. You are not as attached to your mortal body as some humans are, but you do not want to die. You still care for yourself, if only a little. And it is this sense of self-preservation which compels you onwards. You glance this way and that, depressing the tall grass beneath your shoes as you search for a place of shelter. Surely there must be somewhere. You cannot see any likely looking settlements, but what is that? Over yonder? Over yonder? Over yonder? What'd that mean? Okay. Over yonder. Could that be a roof? Ooh, a bahay kubo. You hurry onwards, hope budding anew in your heart, until at last, you reach your destination. There's a house, after all, out here in the wilds, so it doesn't, at a glance, look very welcoming. The solitary house that you have discovered not so far from the cliffs is rather unremarkable. It is so small and squat you cannot imagine it contains within it more than one floor. You cannot even imagine that it contains much more than one room, sorry. Though it is dark, it is not dark enough to mask that the cottage has something of a slant to it. It is leaning listlessly to one side like a drunken sailor. The thatched roof, meanwhile, which tops this dwelling, has certainly seen better days. There's a hole in the thatch. There are several holes, in fact, and parts of it look particularly bare, almost bald. Imagine being bald? That is rather concerning, because I don't want to be bald. Should it rain, you will not be properly protected from the elements. Can you really stay the night in such a place? If we don't have a choice, then, yeah. Wait. Okay. Just checking if my Wi-Fi is Gucci. I would be ashamed if my Wi-Fi just cuts off, right? Right, anyway, let's continue. Oh god. You have some misgivings, but you do not... But do your misgivings matter, really, when there's nowhere else to go? It's not as though you have any other options. What's my other options? Nothing. For real. It's with a sense of defeat, therefore, that you approach the cottage, which sticks out of the earth like a tombstone. Part of you wants to turn back, but you know that would be foolish. The windows of the cottage are dark, but that does not necessarily mean it is empty. It's rather late at night after all. Whoever lives here, if indeed anybody does live here, might be asleep. And this is trespassing, and we could get ourselves killed. You cannot imagine the owners of this cottage will appreciate being aroused so very late at night. That's true. You cannot let yourself worry too much about these small details, however. Otherwise, you will never get anywhere. You swallow. The taste of the salty sea breeze is pungent in the back of your nostrils. Then you rap the knuckles of your right fist on the door. You rap quietly at first, but do not hear any resultant shuffling inside the cottage. Perhaps you did not use enough strength? Emboldened, you rap your knuckles on the door for a second time. More loudly this time, you wait a few moments, but still you cannot hear anything. Perhaps the cottage is unoccupied after all. You knock for a third time, then wait. The third time is, as they say, the charm. But for all that, your knocking goes unanswered. Well, nobody can say that you did not try. More intrigued now that the anxious your fingers find the handle of the door. You pull it down, and to your surprise, it yields easily. Okay. The door swings back for you as if by magic. It feels almost as if this was preordained. You step foot inside the cottage, which is very dark, and glance around. Scary. It's actually scary. It's hard to see given the lateness of the hour. But the cottage's interior of it is about as inspiring as its exterior. Which is to say, not very. It is every bit as small and as cramped as you fancied when you observe it from the outside. But yeah, like the what do you call this? The what's this called? Like the MC's brain or thoughts or narrator of this game sometimes speaks to you, which is very cool. Like she has like this thoughts that are very complex and very funny. I don't know. I can't explain it. But yeah, there are a few cupboards which lines the walls, of wood fire which has since been extinguished, and a straw pallet on the floor which must function as a bed. Your search is unsuccessful, however. When it comes to trying to locate other humans, you cannot find another soul. Surely that is to your benefit, no? If nobody else lives here, then you might as well make yourself at home. Or as at home as one can be, I suppose, in a small cramped cottage such as this with holes in the roof. You close the door behind you and approach a straw pallet. All of a sudden, you feel incredibly weary. The tiredness that assails your limbs in absolute, so intense it overcomes the last of your concerns. You settle down upon the straw pallet, yawning as you do. It is not comfortable, but being able to lie down eases some of your aches and pains. Lying down, even on an uncomfortable makeshift bed such as this one, is better than standing. That's true. It is far, far better than running. Okay, your eyelids fall shut, your lashes melting together, and soothed by the sounds of the wind and the distant rolling of the waves, you fall asleep. Then you begin to dream. Oh no, not this dream again. It's gonna be some sad dream again, some PTSD dream. It is not uncommon, of course, to dream. The best and the worst of us do it. From queens in their castles to peasants sleeping in the straw. Queens in their castles? Ding ding ding! Why? Who is to say that all you have observed tonight has not, in a sense, been a dream of its own? Would that make your nighttime fancies, then? A dream inside a dream? Perhaps your dreams are empty, hollow things stacked inside one another, like little wooden dolls. Is this not a whimsical thought? How very droll. Your dreams, however, cannot be called whimsical, and neither are they particularly droll. They are not pure fabrications, as dreams sometimes are fleeting fancies which can never come to pass. Your dreams are of a rather more pernicious sort. That's a big word that I don't know what that means. In your dreams, you're at the conservatoire. Not again, conservatoire! We're gonna think about our classmates again and how they bullied us. Your red hair tied back into two prim, proper braids, you're walking through the courtyard, clutching your books to your chest as you make your way to the library. Your head is bowed so as not to look at the faces of your passing classmates. You don't want to meet their eyes. These girls, with their sensible braids and their sensible shoes, are merciless. You hunch your shoulders together in this dream of yours so as not to draw their attention, but alas, it is not enough. You stumble clumsy, things that you are, and you fall. Yeah, our MC is clumsy. She's a clumsy ball. Just like that, all eyes are upon you. They are staring at you. They are laughing at you. You lay there on the ground by the fountain of your books scattered and your skirt in a woeful state of disarray. Your knee hurts. Is it bleeding? You examine your injured leg, trying not to cry, and as this transpires, you hear a voice. One of your classmates is calling out to you. What do you want? She has acknowledged you. Acknowledge the tribal chief! You look shyly, tears beating in your eyes at the girl taller than you and prettier and much more refined. Oh no, she's an angel. She extends her hands towards you. Oh my god. Giggles. Sniff and sniff. Does she mean to help you? It cannot hurt to try, can it? Hesitantly, you reach out to accept her offered aid. Her fingers curl around yours tightly, perhaps too tight. Her nails dig into your... Oh, never mind. She's not an angel. She's a demon! She's a demon! Hefty, the girl pulls you to your feet. Your legs feel weak from your fall, and your knees are still aching, still bleeding. You stumble, feeling out of sorts, but you are not afforded much of an opportunity to gather your bearings. The girl's hands are on your shoulders. She is laughing at you. Then she is pushing you. What the frig? Do you want to fight? The sound of the fountain and the running water which drums against its basin is all of a sudden very loud. It is overwhelming. It surrounds you. Then it engulfs you. It is cold as ice. You cannot breathe. The rushing of the water continues, echoing in your eardrums over and over, and then no. You do not want to remember this. What good will it do? It is in the past where the past ought to remain. You are never going back. Not even in your dreams. It is this determination which forces you back into the world of the waking with a start. Not walking. Oh no, it's still nighttime and it's still scary. Imagine if there's a jump scare, I will die. You gasp like a fish as you sit upright, your eyes unnaturally wide. Oh no. You feel worried from lack of sleep with half-lidded eyes. You glance about. It is still dark inside your cottage, the sky visible from beyond, the window splashed still with stars. How long were you asleep? Probably 30 minutes. You are not sure. Your dream was so very detailed. It really did feel that you had been transported to a different time, into a different place. When you inhale, you can taste rank, coated water in your mouth. Tentatively, you pat yourself down, your fingers trailing against the front of your uniform. So vivid was your dream, you half expect to find that your clothes are damp. That is not the case, however. You are, in fact, perfectly dry. Well, now, what are you to do? Will you go back to sleep? That sounds like the best option available to you. You're very tired, but your senses feel too overwrought all of a sudden for sleep. You do not think you could bear it. On unsteady legs, you rise to your feet that stand by the window. Please no jump scares. You look out to the starry sky and to the pitted moon which hangs amongst them, and you frown. You can hear the wind outdoors howling like an injured animal, and more softly the ebb and flow of the waves as they meet the cliffs. But that is not all. What is that sound? Why is it almost like singing? Is it a mermaid? I love me some mermaids. Is it a mermaid? Can I fancy a mermaid? I would love to fancy a mermaid right now. The voice is far away enough that you cannot pick out any individual words, nor even the individual syllables, but there is a haunting quality to it all. The singer, whoever they are, possesses quite the pretty voice, high and clear like a bell. It's probably a mermaid, right? I think mermaids can sing. Wait. The song is a melancholy, I don't know how to say that, which sears your heart. curiosity takes root inside you as it did during the fateful day you found that book in the library. It's Hatsune Miku? Maybe. Logically, you know you should not go outdoors to seek the source of the singing, but emotionally, that's another matter altogether. I want to see who that singing is. You really should have learned your lesson by now. You should have known better than just sticking your nose into business which does not concern you. But naughty little girls such as you never do learn. You cross the old fisherman's cottage as so in a dream, then reach for the handle of the door. The handle that depresses easily enough beneath your grasping fingers and the door opens with a click. Click! The rest of the world yawns before you, framed in the doorway. All of it bathed in moonlight. You thought it was cold inside the old cottage, but it is colder still now that the door is open. An unpleasant wind rushes forth to meet you, nipping mercilessly. I can't speak. Mercilessly through the fabric of your uniform. You look across the cold and hospitable landscape, your fingers clench into fists at your sides. Then you step out into the unknown frozen reference. Hell yeah, you canvass the clip face led by nothing more than that luxurious singing. So haunting and ethereal is this voice. As it hangs on the breeze, it would not be enough to send 1,000 ships off to war. You keep walking into the night until you reach the very edge of the cliffs where you drop downwards into empty air. You ought not to go any further, but the voice has yet to cease. You can still hear it echoing inside your head. It compels you to act. You look down at the shore, which seems like a dizzying distance away, then out to the ocean, which is breaking against the scattered rocks below. Your eyes narrow and with determination. Then you take a step towards the cliff. These cliffs are steep and the rocks below them are sharp. You can see them glinting in the darkness, their tips jag like the teeth of a hungry predator. The cold winds blow, rocking your hair, and you shudder from it. Your shoes were not built for scaling cliffs, and your heels do not have much in the way of purchases, particularly not when the cliffs are so steep. Clinging to the cliffs is no small feat, yet you are determined to ease yourself down onto the shore. In one piece! The One Piece is real. The wind is so powerful it feels as though there is something deliberately malicious to it. You wonder during your descent if it means to knock you off your perch on purpose to cast you down the rocks below. Well, if that is what it wants, then you refuse to give it the satisfaction. Not today, Satan. You can be awfully stubborn at times, but now is one of them. You continue the climb. How long have you been at it now? Until at long last your feet meet the shoreline below. You have made it, and you did not sustain too many injuries. Your palms are throbbing. Yes, after gripping those rocks, and you might have a few cuts. But your wounds are of a shallow and superficial sort. Things could have been worse. You flex your fingers, they feel uncomfortably numb and cold along it. Your skin is prickling, but at least you can still feel discomfort. At least it is still attached to your bones, where out to be your vital organs concealed within the hollow cavity of your body. You have a lot to be thankful for. This night has, by and large, been quite successful. There are no longer any obstacles between you and the mysterious voice which lulled you outdoors. Now you must find him. You set off down the shore on the hunt of a singing voice which has captivated you so. You sidestep sharp jagged rocks which jut out of the sand like teeth, the rocks which cannot be circumnavigated. Meanwhile, you clamber over. All the while, the sound of the sea mingles with that of the singing. Who's singing, bro? This is taking a while. Just show yourself. It provides an eternal haunting backdrop to your exploration, one which further adds to the surreality of your moonlight stroll. The waves lap against the shore, then recede shyly, pushed and pulled by the bleach-white moon which hangs overhead. The oceans that you have seen in your library books were all blue as sapphires, but this ocean is different. It's so late at night it looks black instead. The undulating surface of the water reminds you of a mirror, though its depths are even deeper and much more mysterious. A sense of foreboding still settles upon you, but you try to squash it. You will not let yourself be afraid. Oh my god! Ooga booga! There's a mermaid! That's some rhymes right there. Afraid and mermaid? Afraid in mermaid? Get it? Get it? Okay, no, okay. You round the corner, your feet unsteady in their sensible brown shoes, and then at long last you see there's a woman sitting upon a rock out in the ocean. The woman's eyes are closed and her lips are parted, her expression soulful. I'm scared. She might kill me again, just like the princess, you know? But she's singing. Her hair, which is fair, flutters around her face like a shroud, which adds to her otherworldly aura. The aura is insane! Her eyes might be closed, but her lashes are long and luxuriant like a doll. Her lips, meanwhile, which is parted in song, are soft like the freshly plucked petals of a flower. Her face is perfect as her proportions. Her neck is tall and slender like the stem of a flower. As for the lower half of her body, meanwhile, well, she's actually a sushi. There's nothing like anything you have ever seen before. It is here and here alone that the woman betrays your narrowest human definitions of beauty, for her legs are non-existent. Rather than two awkward appendages, this woman has instead a sleek, shimmering tail of a fish. Is she not even? She cannot be. Not with a tail like that. This unusual sight makes you gasp, and quite audibly at that. You do not mean to be rude, but you cannot help yourself. Humans tend to react poorly to things they do not understand. That's true. Unless you do not scream, that would be even ruder. Oh my. You meant to observe the mermaid from the distance, but it would appear that your shock gasp was loud enough to attract her attention. Hello, baby girl. The fish-tailed vision sitting upon the rock is looking at you. Is she angry? Her gaze is so piercing. It feels almost as she is looking through you. Your heart seems to stop inside your chest as if by some manner of magical spell. You thought the mermaid pretty when you observed her sitting on the outcrop of a rock, her face turned in profile. Now she is looking at you, however, you can see that you were mistaken. She is not just pretty, she is beautiful! So much so, it is almost unnerving. She looks as though she has stepped out of the pages of a picture book. She is simply too perfect to belong to this world. Perhaps she is some kind of a vision? A waking dream? A hallucination? But no, she is none of those things. Her tail might be an impossible thing, but its scales look sleek and wet regardless, like those of any fishes so one might find at the market. Are you telling me we need to cook her? These scales are iridescent. Yeah, sure. That's a fake word. And bathed beneath the light of the moon, they seem almost to glow. The sight of Rider takes your breath away. You look at the mermaid. She looks back at you. Okay, you prepare yourself expecting some sort of altercation, but the surprise soon fades from the mermaid's face. Her lips, which once pursed in a frown, now shifts upwards. She's smiling. She's laughing. She says in a refined sort of voice, My, it really is good to see a human again, particularly a human girl. I was beginning to fear that your kind had all disappeared, and I would no longer have anybody left to tell me of the world above the waters. My, this is quite the effusive greeting. The mermaid's introductory speech is possibly brimming with excitement of a sweet, girlish variety. She is rather more amicable than the fine polish of her syllables would make one suggest. You might be a well-bred lady yourself, but an accent to match, but you cannot help but feel overwhelmed. Ooga booga! Anxiously, you observe the mermaid and ask her what she means. What happened? As to that, I am afraid I cannot say. I have been sitting on these rocks and singing for many, many nights, but nobody has come and seen me. There have been no lovely humans for me to play with. What do you mean by play? What do you mean by play? Explain. I was beginning to wonder whether your kind had disappeared altogether. I feared some manner of calamity had occurred while I was slumbering beneath the water's surface, and your kind had been eradicated. Overthinking? You shuddered, then reassured the mermaid to the contrary. Baby girl, we're fine. You don't know about the humans that she used to speak with, but you, at least, have not been eradicated. You are still here. Yes, well, I can see that, the mermaid answers with a light laugh. It really is a relief. My fellow mer people who live beneath the water told me not to worry so, but I could not help myself. I've always been fond of you humans. It was rather sobering sitting over here at night after night, all on my own. It gets so lonely here. Peak! Title drop. Title drop. Now that is an interesting turn of phrase. It catches inside your head like a burr. Have you heard it before? Princess. I've heard it before. So, dear human, did you say that you are unfamiliar with these parts? Hesitantly, you examine the mermaid. Thoughtless so you might be at times, you are not so very self-centered that you cannot detect the note of longing in the mermaid's voice. It is evident as she looks at you that she is hoping for a particular answer to hear her query. This answer, alas, is not one that you can furnish her with. You do not want to lie to her. It is after some hesitation, therefore, that you reaffirm your earlier words, so this time you embellished with them. You tell a mermaid that you are a traveler from a far-off land, which is very dissimilar to this one. It is not the complete fabrication. You tell her that you have only just arrived by the shore and you are unfamiliar both with your immediate surroundings and those further afield. If there's a village nearby, then you have never set foot in it. You do not know what this village is like nor how many inhabitants it boasts. You do not know if a calamity, as a mermaid grimly supposed, has struck this land, but if she fears all the humans within the immediate vicinity have been laid low by some mysterious malady, then she needn't worry over lie on that shore. I'm gonna save this. Yeah. You are still alive. Are they not your wonder enough to satiate your curiosity with the human realm? Yes, that is true. You are here. I am grateful naturally for your company, although... Wistfully, the mermaid sighs. Oh God, she hates me! I started hoping you might be able to bring me some news of the nearby village and of its inhabitants. This makes you wonder, was there any particular person in this village she was close to? Maybe it's connected if we go to that village on the first choices. So you were able to work that much out, the mermaid answers, with a small smile. You're an intelligent one, aren't you? Oh, please, do not try to mingle me with nice words. It worked for the princess, but not, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it will. Your past professors would beg to differ on that score. You were always awful when it came to academics, and mathematics in particular. You could never get your head around all the numbers. Your stern, stony-faced math professor used to despair in you. But she is not here. None of them are here. It is just you now, the mermaid, and she does not need to know about your dismal academic record. Are there any schools at the ocean? I think not. You ally yourself with a small smile, touched by her compliment, and tell her that it was nothing more than a lucky guess. For a guess, it was remarkably accurate. You are quite right. I did have a close friend from the nearby village. She was very dear to me. Internally, you congratulate yourself on this piece of detective work. How very clever you are. There are many humans in this world of that. I know. The human who spoke with me, however, was special. She was my human. You do not fail to catch the possessive note in that mermaid's voice. And I cherish her dearly. She would come to me on my rock late at night when she was finished with her chores, and we would talk. I asked her a good number of questions about the human realm, and about her customs. I fear my endless inquiries must have been rather tedious, but she was always happy to indulge me. She never once scorned me for my ignorance, and neither did she make me feel like a fool. She always made time for me no matter how many demands she had on her time. She was a farmer's daughter, and was awfully busy from dawn until dusk, threshing hay and taking animals out to pasture. She told me of her work, and I marveled at her. Slender though she was, she possessed a truly tremendous amount of strength. I, who have lived in the ocean of all my life, cannot countenance working as hard as she did, but she bore her burdens without complaining. She was not the prettiest human who has walked the earth, but That mattered not to me. Her conversation was engaging, and I knew through our continued encounters that she meant no ill will. She didn't have been a single drop of malice in her heart. Hey, wait, let me just check something. Just check my volume real quick. Okay, we good. The wistful manner in which a mermaid speaks of her friend makes you feel up for a few brief moments, a flicker of some ugly, primordial emotion. Could it be jealousy? You guys just met earlier. What do you mean, jealousy? It is painful, isn't it, to hear others wax poetic about those they hold dear, particularly when you yourself have never been regarded in such an intimate manner. So yeah, we're just a lonely person all throughout. Like, I feel like there's a similar line about this when we picked the princess route. So yes, this main character is just lonely. I guess that's the title. It gets so lonely here. You have, for many, many years, been woefully alone, but you are not alone now. You are with the mermaid, and she is with you. And though she might prefer to be in the company of an industrious farm hand, the farm hand is not here. Where did she go? Oh, if only I knew. She quite simply disappeared one day, almost as if she had been whisked away by a wicked spirit. That seems like quite the anticlimactic ending for such a close relationship. Did the farm hand not tell her companion beforehand that she might one day disappear? No, she did not. Nothing of sort happened. It was all very sudden. So you asked, feeling affronted upon the mermaid's behalf. Did she not give you any warning? Not a single one. And when you asked, did she disappear? I don't know. In truth, time is a strange concept to beings such as myself, particularly as it seems to ebb and flow differently both above and below the surface. You humans have a strange compulsion to pin down and to place labels upon everything. You have names for your seasons, and for your months, and even for your days of the week. It is all very precise. We, mere folk, however, do not bother with such affairs. Perhaps because we live so much longer than you humans do, we have no need to obsessively document our days. Not when we have so many of them at our disposal. This curious remark catches your attention. How long exactly do mermaids live for? 1,000 billion years. The mermaids does not look much older than you do, but you cannot help but wonder. My, nosy, aren't we? The mermaids ask, and she laughs, a soft tinkling sound like downward of a bell, which makes you blush. I'm blushing. Were you being nosy? Perhaps you were. You nosy dog. Okay. You have always had a thirst for knowledge. Not of the dry, dusty academic variety, but the stories peopled with strange persons. Literature was the only subject you were ever any good at. Doki Literature Club mention? No? Okay. Again, it is hard for me to quantify, but to put it in terms a human like you can understand, I suppose we mermaids can live for centuries. Damn, centuries. It is quite the surprise. But perhaps it shouldn't be. You have been subjected to any numbers of surprises tonight. What is one more to add to the pile? I have not been waiting quite that long. However, for my friend to return to me, I think it has been but a few seasons. It might not sound like much, but never before I have been so aware of the passage of time. I have experienced any numbers of wants during my life, but I have never wanted anything quite as badly as I want to see her. Is this love? I wish she would sit with me, and she would talk to me just one more time. But perhaps I am asking for an impossibility. I have been waiting for long enough now. I presume that she will not be returning to me. I fear that something must have happened to her, or to her family, or perhaps to her whole village. You can hear the worry throbbing in the mermaid's voice, so potent that for a few moments you swear you can feel the depths of her sorrow within your own breast. Her sadness over this human girl is a deep, dark thing, almost fathomless, tears of fathom. You cannot let yourself indulge in it for too long, otherwise you fear you might drown in it. Ruefully, you tell the mermaid once more that you cannot help her. You are only a traveler after all. What do you know of a single insignificant farmhand in a nearby village? Yes, I thought you might say that. It is quite unfortunate, but, well, I ought not to reflect upon all that I am missing. That would be churlish of me, and it would not be fair of you either. You did not approach me, I am sure, with the hope of hearing about all my woes. I should be grateful instead for all it is that I do have. I still have my long, long life, which stretches before me like a golden cord, and, of course, I have you now. Hey, you're gonna make me blush? Blushy! Do I not? I ought to go soon before my absence is noticed, but will you not come and visit me again tomorrow night? I think I would like that. I've always enjoyed speaking to humans. You make me feel less alone. You cannot help but feel as the mermaid observes you with those enchanting eyes. At first, that she does not truly wish to speak to you for your sake. She wants to see you, instead of a substitute of a farmhand that she has been missing so very ardently. I think you are a substitute. You are, let's be real. The thought stings, though you really ought to be used to it. Still, to be held in a lower esteem than a farmer of all things is to make yourself steam sting. You try not to let the mermaid notice this, though. The woes of her past are not her fault. Much of the woes of her past are not yours. It is silly in any case to be jealous of a girl who might very well be dead. Just don't maybe not tell her that she's dead, because I think she might, kill you or something. It is what you tell yourself. It is the only way to prop your bruised sense of self-worth. You tell the mermaid after a pause, like to see her again. You would like that very much. Oh, thank you. I've been feeling very gloomy for quite some time, but seeing you has invigorated me. Finally, it feels as though I can smile again. Did she not smile, you wonder, after her friend disappeared? I did not know. I didn't have the heart without her. The world seemed very dull and drab. Your company has cheered me immensely. This is why I like humans so much. You are not callous and unfeeling like the mere folk live beneath the water surface. You're much kinder than they are. Oh, if she only knew. I feel like I'm gonna get killed by those mere folks soon, but yeah, let's see. If the mermaid was aware, I wonder of how pretty you are and how jealous would she still care for you. Well, that is neither here nor there. Okay. Okay, are we gonna go back to this dusty crab house? You agree to meet her with this mermaid come sundown with the following night, then make your slow stumbling way back up the cliffs, then to the cottage you have purloined as your own. Once indoors, you settle down upon your pallet, and then you close your eyes. We're gonna dream up something again. Wait, water break. I'm just gonna take a sip. Okay, I'm good. The sighing of the wind outside and the distant roiling of the waves against the rocks do not disturb you. You feel, after your midnight encounter of a mirish kind, quite at ease, perhaps prematurely so. What happened to the icy fear which prompted your frantic flight through the forest? Where has all that gone? Do you not think you are being a bit complacent? Because, yeah, we are. Oh well, you will. What does that mean? The following morning, when it arrives, it's cloudy and overcast. It is not a particularly pleasant morning, but at least it is not raining. There is some small consolation. You rise from your straw pallet, stretching, then glance about the interior of the fisherman's cottage. It looked dilapidated last night, when much of it was obscured by the shadows, but it looks even more so when subjected to the morning's light. The cottage interior has the distinct, disquieting appearance of having been abandoned in a hurry. There's broken pottery strewn upon the ground, and a singular wooden chair, which once must have stood by a singular wooden table, is lying on the floor. The doors of the cupboards, meanwhile, are ajar. The shelves within depressingly bare. A quick search reveals a handful of edibles, but there is precious little to be getting on with it. So, if I fish for food, will the mermaid get angry at me? If you wish to live here comfortably, you will have to look into foraging. I do not want to live here. What the freak? You ate very little last night, and your stomach is empty. It was the malcontented rumblings of your stomach in actual fact which aroused you from your slumber. But your body seems to be very far away indeed, much like the grey clouds which choke the sky. You are not thinking of your own physical discomforts, you are dwelling instead upon the events of nights prior. You cannot help but think of the mermaid. Did you truly meet an aquatic maiden last night during your nightly stroll when you could not sleep? It sounds unreal, especially now that the sun has risen and the shadows from the night prior have dispersed. You cannot quite believe it. It must have been a dream. But why, then, can you recall it so very clearly? You help yourself to the saint of food and drink a bottle with you, all the while thinking of your next course of action. Now, what are you to do? Your plan, of course, is to return to the shore come nightfall, so that you might once again see the mermaid, but the night will not arrive for quite some time. You need to find some means of keeping yourself occupied. Until then, the uninspiring interior of the cottage does not furnish you with any particular idea, so you decide to go for a walk. Your soles still ache after your excursions last night, but if you go slowly, you have to be alright. That is what you hope, at least. You do not want to spend much longer than you have to in the fisherman's cottage, no matter how cold it might be outdoors. It's almost as cold as inside as it is out, and in any case, the cottage is far too small. You leave the cottage behind you and set off. You do not know where exactly you are going, but you suppose it doesn't matter an overly much. You do not have any particular destination in mind. Your meanderings lead to the cliff, which are steep and sharp. The drop to the shore is a perilous one, so much that you have to wonder at how were you able to descend the cliffs the night prior to meet the mermaid. You're rather more determined than you ever realized, so of course could have told you that much. You are surprisingly capricious, I don't know what that means, for such a small, slender human. You walk along the side of the cliffs, keeping a sensible distance away from the drop to the shore. You might have survived last night's excitement and catch, but you do not fancy trying your luck. It would be so like you, really, to avoid the drop of your death in the darkness, only to stumble during the morning's light and take an irreversible tumble. Your fortunes have never been the fairest. Okay. Your meanderings along the cliffs revealed to you all manner of curious flora. You thought that nights prior that the cliffs were weather blasted, but you can see now that your assumptions were incorrect. There are flowers here, very warm and bright like the sun's light during the summertime. Or you think with a flush of pleasure the fair hair of the mermaid whom you are certain you spoke to last night. These flowers are so very like her hair, it's uncanny. You step towards flowers, drawn towards them, and sink to your knees. The tall grass brushes your ankles like a caress. The morning's dew wetting your skirt. Wow. Wow, okay. Yappa yappa. Your clothes are getting damp as your legs, but care for not for this minor discomfort. You have just had an idea. Why not make a gift for your new friend? Making gifts, are we? Okay. Pretty cool. Okay. I'm just gonna check out something. Okay. She told you in a voice which was steep with dolor that she had been feeling lonely. You want to see her again. And when you next see her, you would like to make her smile. It is with this thought in mind that you begin to pick the flowers which are growing up on the cliffside. These flowers do not have any thorns, and their delicate stems snap easily enough between your fingers. You take care of them when plucking these flowers to leave a substantial amount of stem intact. You will need these stems so that you might twine the flowers all together. Are you gonna make a necklace? This tiara is certain to suit her. Okay, we're gonna make a tiara. Peek. You continue to work slow and steadfast as the weak sun shines. It takes time, but you are eventually able to fashion something you are satisfied with. I only hope that mermaids will feel similarly, if indeed she really does exist. Carefully, you pocket your makeshift diadem, then decide to forage for some food. You discover during your search some fruit trees. Those sweet burdens are enough to fortify your spirits. For the present, at least, it is fortunate, really, that you are so excited about your moonlight rendezvous with the mermaid. You were less focused upon the future and dwelt more in the immediate present. You might have more of an appetite. Okay, we have food, we have presents, and we're gonna see our baby girl mermaid now. The emptiness in your stomach, so as you return to the cottage, where you mean to wait for the setting of the sun. Oh, we did not get the fruits? Did we not? Okay. There's very little to do. You soon discover in the cottage other than checking the cupboards and sweeping the floor. Occupations which both feel depressingly pointless. There are no books to read either, with which makes you might pass your idle hours. You do, however, busy yourself with trying to light the fire so that you might ward off the cold. The time is horribly slow in passing, in part because you have precious little to do so, but also because you cannot stop thinking about that mermaid. God dang mermaid. I am a simp and I'm in love. Will she return to the shore as she said she would? Can you truly trust her? Please don't. Have we not learned from the princess? Oh, you hope that you can. If she were not present at your designated meeting place, you think you would die from disappointment. No, you will not. You are overthinking this. The seconds continue to trickle by unchecked by any hourglass as they do. The sun sinks beneath the horizon. Part of you worries, however, that it might still be too early to search for the mermaid. Will she be there yet? You sit there, your stomach tied up in anxious knots, and as you listen to the wind which buffets your windows, you hear it. The sound is faint, but you recall it well from the night before. There's a single solitary voice outdoors, tempest tossed amidst the roiling waves. The voice is high, clear once silvery, like a fine polished dinner plate in a noblewoman's home. The voice belongs, of course, to the mermaid. Who else do you know with a voice as angelic as that? Relief begins to bubble up inside you, a relief potent you feel dizzy from it. She did not abandon you after all. Why, you wonder, did you ever think that she would? Yeah, she likes us. I think, I hope. Please don't eat me. There's like a bunch of tales like that, right? Like mermaids sing and then eats people. What if she does that to me and the mermaid actually eated her friend and then she just forgot and I'm next? Well, I'm screwed. It's about eating people again. Up. She said that she wanted to see you. Did you think that's a mere nicety? Buoyed as if by a gentle breeze, you hurry to the door with trembling fingers. Okay, trembling from excitement, like a dog. You seize the handle and turn it. Then you step out in the dark, inky night. You walk towards the cliffs as you did the night prior, beneath the cover of the inky blue sky, the wind moaning fitfully with every step you take, every breath you take. It seems irrelevant, really, when compared to the prospect of once again meeting the mermaid. You have known her for only one night, and yet you are simping! You would do anything for the mermaid. Oh my god, you would do anything. It's insane! This main character is so lonely that she simps to everybody who's nice to her. Just 1% nice. Well, almost anything. You hurry down the sharp incline of the cliffs to the shore, almost stumbling to your rock, but your brown shoes, which really were not built with rock climbing in mind. So every time she needs to see the mermaid, she goes down this steep, rocky mountain, which is crazy. So frantic are you in your attempts to once again make the mermaid's acquaintance, you nearly fall. It is a good thing that you still have enough sense about you to regain your footing. Otherwise, this tale would come to a premature ending. That would be a shame, right? If you die. It would be a shame. Eventually, you make your way onto the shore, then approach the jagged outcrop of rock where you last saw the mermaid. Hello, mermaid. Night here. Oh god. Like the night prior, the mermaid is perched upon these rocks, her fair hair strewn about her shoulders. Simp! She sees you from across the shore. She seizes I don't know. Her singing and her eyes light up. But yeah, I feel like she's gonna eat me at the end, because why not? Or at least they seem to. So you have returned to me, my hero, the mermaid says, and then lightly she giggles. Or perhaps I should say, heroine. Her praise makes you blush. You do not feel worthy of it. Nobody has ever called you a heroine before. You do not even think of yourself as a heroine. If a story were made about you, you rather think that you would be a supporting character, one without her own voice. That's nasty thinking. That is some sad thinking. You are not interesting enough. I think this is like the same dialogue from last time. Oh, excuse me. The mermaid seems to think that you are, though. She's staring at you delightfully, as though you're the one person in the world she wishes to speak. She's gonna eat us! The thought makes you tremble, but not so much the mermaid gaze. Excuse me. You tell the mermaid that you do not think you are so very brave. She dismisses your awkward remark with a laugh. Silly you! I think you are. I saw the way you scaled those cliffs. I thought that was very heroic. So she saw that. Then did she see how you slipped down the cliffs, grazing your palms in the process, and how you very nearly fell? Yeah, I've never been the most graceful of girls, but to have your failings exposed before a being as poisoned as perfect as the mermaid, it stinks a little bit, more in fact that the resulting graces in your palms, your clumsiness robbed you. You tell the mermaid that there was nothing very heroic about all of that. You were simply excited, that is all, to see her again. You were thinking. Well, that makes it two of us. I'm excited to see you too. She was. Naturally, I have a very good time speaking to you last night. I had hoped that we might resume our correspondence. That is why I came to this rocks a bit earlier than usual. I was waiting for you. Did you hear my song? Yes, you reply with a nod of your head. You heard it all the way in the abandoned cottage. It called out to you. That was the general idea. I was singing for you. She was? I think she's gonna eat us now. No? I feel like she's gonna eat us. This is very bad. You don't think you're worthy of the mermaid song, but if she does not mind dedicating her voice to you, then... Well, who else should I dedicate my voice to? There's nobody here to hear me. That's a good point. Shyly, you look back at the mermaid. Thank her for this her song. It was very beautiful. Then tell her before you can lose your nerve that you have prepared a present for her too. A present? It is a small thing, nothing more than a silly trinket. But if it would not be too much of an imposition, then with clumsy fingers you reach into your pocket. For a few moments you fret the near fall down the cliff might have damaged the delicate chain nestled within it, but your words are in vain. The chain is surprisingly sturdy, given that it was made with only a few flowers. It has held firm against the odds. You handled the chain with great care all the same, however, as you hold it out, presenting it for the mermaid's approbation. It was for the mermaid that you fashioned this chain. You thought that it would look nice nestled to her hair. You were pleased with the chain when you first made it, but after looking at the mermaid, you have begun to reconsider. The mermaid's beauty is otherworldly, so much so it almost hurts to look at her. Your flower crown, by comparison, seems a very merged offering indeed. The longer you hold your gift out, the more unworthy it feels. You have half a mind as the seconds elapse to snatch your silly, unworthy gift back from the mermaid before she can judge you too harshly. Overthinking much, huh? This main character overthinks so much. Override that. But the mermaid's lips curves upwards as we smile in a voice so full of gratitude. Oh my, did you make this for me? Well, yes. Still feeling a little flustered. You saw these flowers earlier when you went out for a walk. Then you think of her. Not you asked them to add that you think her beauty is comparable to these flowers. They're far inferior when contrasted with her good looks. You simply thought you are unable to get the rest of this sentence out, however, because the mermaid interrupts you, not rudely, but with something resembling compassion. Perhaps she pities you. She must be able to hear how your voice is trembling. Oh, we're nervous because we like the mermaid, huh? Can she also see the way your hands tremor? Oh dear. Faint heart never won the hand of the fair maiden, you know. What happened to all your confidence? I think that your gift is a wonderful one. I did not all expect it, but it really is pretty. You look at your feet. Feet? Too shy to meet the mermaid's gaze. Then you say, very quietly, that you are glad that she thinks so, but she does not need to spare your ego. You have precious little of it left as it is. The mermaid seems touched by your shyness. Perhaps she likes her prey to be self-conscious. There you go, she's gonna eat us. Prey! I'm not simply saying things to spare your ego. I am not like that. Humans might spout platitudes as easily as they breathe air, but I do not compliment others unless I truly mean it. Is that not the point of a speech? To have an honest dialogue with one another. If one's party in a conversation is withholding their true intentions, then conversation is impossible. Playing games is a waste of my time, particularly given my time above the surface is so very limited. Oh, you blush at this? More deeply still and survey the mermaid beneath the full fringe of your eyelashes. Then she really does like it. Did I not just say that? You humans are so very funny. What with all of your second guessing? She was like that too at the beginning. Oh no, comparing us from her ex! That got a sting. My friend, or ex. The mermaid's answer is simple and it makes your stomach clench regardless. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ah, yes, her friend. How could you not have forgotten about her? She used to make me gifts too, you know. Gifts like this one. She would pick flowers on the cliffs over there where I cannot tread. Mermaid's gestures with one hand on the cliffs which tower above the shore, all tall and imposing until it stabbed the sky above. And she would fashion them into crowns like this one and bracelets. I was appreciative of her tokens, though she was similarly shy when first she presented them to me. She did not seem to think very much of her handiwork. You and her are remarkably similar, really. There's no guide in the mermaid's voice, but her voice have rather taken the wind out of your sails. Of course, the cowherd gave the mermaids gifts. Why would she not? The mermaid is beautiful. She is so very beautiful, like the tutelary goddess. She seems to invite tribute simply by existing. Were you more religious? Or not? You might even consider worshipping her. Though, in essence, it's not what you were doing with your flower crown. How silly of you to think that your idea was an original one. I might be accustomed to gifts, but it has been a long time since any human has bequeathed. How do you even read this? Bequeathed me with anything. This is a pleasant surprise. I'm truly thankful for your kindness, dear one. The mermaid leans forward on her rock as to pluck the circlet from your fingers. Her benevolent smile all the while is unwavering, and now that I look at your gift more closely, I rather think it is of a superior quality to the gifts my old friend once gave me. Okay. Now this is enough to make you start if the touch of the mermaid's fingers upon your own has not. Could your silly gift really be better than those she once accepted? No, she's just saying that. I think so. My friend's trinkets were all rather clumsy in execution, though I cherished them nonetheless. They were very precious to me. They did not last for very long, though not when I took them with me to my home beneath the ocean. The water soon ran the fragile links between the flower stem asunder. Okay, so it just the gifts that were given by your old friend were just ruined because she went to the ocean. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Okay, your diadem, however, seems more sturdy. She's just saying that to get my good side. She's lying. The diadem, however, more sturdy with his. Okay. You must be very good with your hands. You think back briefly on your disastrous sewing lessons in the past of your numerous failed attempts to thread your needle while the other girls giggle at you, and you blush. I think the mermaid's praise might be a touch too effusive. You tell the mermaid as much, but she only laughs. I do not think so now. The mermaid places her floral trinket upon her head over her long fair hair and surveys you in a manner which seems almost coquettish. What? What do you think? Oh, she's wearing the thingy. Very cute. We're gonna save that. You think that a mermaid looks radiant to us? That is less because you're gift and more because of her natural looks. You tell the mermaid this, not in terms of quite this glowing, and she giggles. Okay, let me just drink water for a sec. Fun story. Yeah. You're selling yourself too short. I think your gift is lovely. Really? The flowers rather match my hair. Yes, you answer with a nod of your head. That is why you picked those flowers. Hell yeah! She is all you have been able to think of. Crazy, we just met yesterday. I am glad that you have been thinking of me. In truth, have been thinking of you, though I did not wish to say as much. No? No, it would be embarrassing to confess how much I've been looking forward for a reunion if you did not feel a similarity. Whoa, what's happening? You are gonna lure me and eat me later. I don't trust you. I do not care to pine for humans from afar, but if you care for me as I do to you, then it makes me feel less alone. You hasten to assure the mermaid, your face aflame. You do ever stop blushing? Goodness gracious! That you do care for her, very much so. You have not known her for very long, but she has certainly made an impression upon you. She is such an easy conversationalist, the time simply slips by when you are together, and it does not hurt, of course, that she is so pretty! I've heard it said, yes, that my looks are rather appealing. My old friend was similarly complimentary. Talking about your ex again, are we? Okay. I cannot blame you humans for being so taken with me when my form is so very graceful. She admits it! Your legs seem rather cumbersome in comparison to my smooth, sleek tail. It must be so very depressing to lumber upon a man as you do, living your days beneath the harsh sun and the cool, unfeeling moon. It's not too bad. Sometimes I rather think I pity you. You pity me because I have legs? But the surface is a good deal brighter than it is beneath the ocean. I will grant you that much. You agree with the mermaid, still feeling flushed, that there are some perks to having legs, an agreement which makes the mermaid giggle. Yeah, I can run, I can split, I can backflip. Can you backflip, mermaid? I'm certain that there are, though you cannot explore the ocean's depths as I can. I presume I've never tried it. I do not want to swim. I have land. You shake your head no. You have never thought to do so, largely because you have never been so close to the sea before, not all your life. You didn't have much opportunity for nautical exploration in the past. We're not allowed to go anywhere then, save to the local church. It was quite a lonely existence. Well now, that is a pity. You were kind enough to give me a gift fashioned from flowers which grow where I cannot reach them, so perhaps I have to return the favor. Are you gonna turn my legs into sushi? Yes, that's right. It would seem only fitting that I give to you something which can only be found in the ocean's depths. Perhaps we could look at it as a form of cultural exchange. What is this? What is this? I'm scared. Oh no, you protest, your eyes wide. You cannot possibly put such a burden upon her, giggles. You did not give her a gift after all because you wanted to receive anything in return. Just take the gift. Her conversation is more than enough to satisfy you. You do not need any physical presence on top of that. The mermaid does not seem convinced, however, by your naysaying. She raises one eyebrow, judges you. The hell? The discussion is performed elegantly. If my company is all it takes to satisfy you, then you are easy to please indeed. But please, do not rebuff me. I am offering because I wish to do this. Remember what I said. Do not say things for the sake of it. Well, you murmur, if she really doesn't mind. Giggles, soft giggles. Oh my god. Of Of course I do not mind. Now wait there, I will not be very long. It would be funny if she comes back with like a big ass trident and she just stabs me and turns me into sushi. It would be rude to abandon my new friend in the midst of a conversation. The mermaid turns her attention towards a clear mirror-like water which shimmers beneath the moonlight, and she dives. I'm scared. She's gonna come back with something and I'm gonna get killed. Same way as her ex did. Her body aches elegantly through the air, her long, slender limbs. Okay, Sib. The mermaid's face is first submerged in her torso, at long last her tail. The water rushes forth to envelop her, though it has been waiting for her. It subsumes her, it swallows her, then she disappears from view. The mermaid is gone, but you are still there. Well, what are you going to do? There's nothing that can be done. You're supposed to say waiting. You're just gonna wait. You stand there for several moments, watching the black water lap against the shore. The breeze howls mournfully like a wounded animal as it befays your hair about your face, and your torn skirt around your legs. Time elapses, how much of it, while you stand there, fretfully feeling as ostentatious as a maypole. When will the mermaid return? Will she ever return? You're starting to worry. Is that all you do? When, look over there by the rocks up on with the mermaids. What's that? The water is rippling. It looks as though your new friend has returned. Okay, I'm scared. Hello. Should I be scared? I feel like I should be scared because this mermaid. I don't know. This game is making me scared. The mermaid pulls herself to the rocks, using a surprising amount of upper body strength, and smiles at you. I apologize for the wait. I hope I did not make you worry. You were worrying, but you are not half so honest as a mermaid. Mermaids might be spoken of as devious tricksters who lure sailors to their deaths. That's what I was thinking! But they are, in actuality, very sincere. They are much more sincere than most humans. Perhaps that is why your kind fears them so. There are few creatures who inhabit this world whose capacity for lying is greater than your own. You tell the mermaid that you were not worrying, and she answers with a wry smile. Wry smile? I don't know how to read that. I'm not so sure about that. The mermaid is wilder than you are giving her credit for. She has seen straight through you. But no matter, it took me some time, but I was finally able to retrieve you a gift. I do not have the means to turn this into a pretty piece of jewelry, as you did with the flowers, but I wish to give it to you nonetheless. Is it money? Is it gold? Is it a pearl? I do hope you like it. The mermaid leans forwards and holds her gifts out towards you, her slender fingers unfurl about it like the petals of a flower being folded back. Oh! It's a seashell by the seashore, by the sea. I don't know. I don't know how that goes. The ocean might be dark and deep, cold and unfeeling, but the same cannot be said for the object with glitters above the mermaid's palm. So is this like the good route? Because I don't feel any malice right now that's gonna happen to us. I feel like the mermaid is genuinely nice. Maybe? She has fished from the depths of the water a beautiful shell, one which shimmers prismatic colors beneath the moon's light, much like the scales on her tail. The shell is so very pretty, it quite takes your breath away. You look at the shell worriedly, your teeth biting your lower lip. That is a bad habit. Then ask the mermaid if... Oh, we are lip biting! Okay. The mermaid, if this is really alright, would a gift like this not be wasted on you? You're overthinking that. Of course not. I want you to have this shell because it makes me think of you. It does! Doki doki. Heart eyes. Twinkling my hair. My toes. I thought it should be obvious. The shell is a lovely find, as are you. Oh! Did she just call you lovely? Hell yeah, she did. Surely you must have misheard her. You can scarcely believe it. There's an awful lot for you to take in, but... Now, why were you gulping at me like that? The wind will change, you know, and then your face will be stuck like that, which would be quite a shame. You would waste your good looks, which for a maiden such as yourself would be nothing short of a tragedy. It seems as though the mermaid really does think you are pretty after all. The mermaid with her smooth skin and her fair hair. You can scarcely believe it. There's something almost laughable about the mermaid's compliments. How could she call you pretty when her looks are so immediately obviously superior? Tongue-tied, you look at your feet. You don't know how to reply to the mermaid. You have half a mind to refute her words to tell her that you are not that pretty. Not really, but you fear that you might look rude. You do not want to rebuff the mermaid's well wishes. There is nothing for it than to take the shell which the mermaid retrieved from the ocean's depths for you. You do not think that you are worthy of it, but neither do you want to refuse it. Yeah, I sense no malice towards the mermaid. I feel like this is a good route to pick. Like the castle or maybe the village get you killed, but I feel like this don't? Maybe? I don't know. Now that it's surprised, the mermaid's amused as you reach for the shell. I did not think you would be bold enough to take it, not without more coaxing on my part. You have exceeded my expectations. What a good girl you are! Calling me a good girl is a bad thing. I'm gonna explode. Your heart flutters with this praise, and it flutters with all more when your trembling fingers brush against the mermaid's palms. Oh, we're holding hands. We're touching feet. Oh shit, sorry. She don't have the feet. What am I saying? She presses the shell into your skin, and your own fingers tighten about it. The shell is sharp and pointed as dig. Oh! Wait a goddamn minute. This is not a part of the. What do you mean the shell is sharp and it digs my skin? But there is a pleasure in the pain. Okay, you masochist. This too feels like a gift from the mermaid. No, it does not. The freak. The freak. You don't want to spurn it. Oh, fuck. My bad. Let me save this because this is getting sickos. But Boggles Binted? Freak! Even pain can be a precious thing when dealt by one whom you care for? You never knew that before. You hold a shell to your heart which is beating an irregular rhythm that looked at the mermaid. Very softly, you thank her. It is quite alright. It seems only fair after you shared part of your world with me. I wish to share part of my world with you too. Humans cannot normally descend beneath the ocean's depths, and even if they do, they cannot remain there for very long. You are far too fragile. With that I could bring you with me to my underwater kingdom where we might be together. So you're gonna kill me and bring me down to the ocean just like you did to your ex? That's why there's no humans around, because you keep bringing them back there as a corpse to your place? The freak? This mermaid's a sicko, just like the princess. The mermaid's melodic voice trails away, suffused with something resembling melancholia. Some freaking. She sighs, and then she shakes her head and smiles, but this will have to do for the present. Please take good care of that shell. Look at it from time to time and think of me. This shell just stabbed me, right? It makes me very happy indeed. Bro, I think I'm dead. No? Oh! I'm alive! Oh. I'm alive. And never mind. Maybe it's just. Maybe we just got stung by it. Okay. My bad. I'm actually alive. Ugh, Rick. Sorry. My nose. Days pass following this mightily. Okay. You endure the hours of sunlight as best you can before for too long. Berries for walks. Among the foraging the berries and fruits among the hedgerows. You have mustered up enough courage to take an old fishing line uncovered in fisherman's cottage to try to look at by shore. Okay, we're gonna fish, but won't the mermaid gets gets angry at us for fishing? You know, killing our friends. I don't like how there's no music. You're Initial attempts at angling are without success, but as the time passes, you proficiently in the art grows. Sometime after you take up your rod, you find you're able to catch the odd fish here and there, small scrawny things mostly, but the meat goes away, so bolstering your rudimentary diet. You teach yourself how to remove the scales of these saltwater fish that you have captured and how to gut them. You learn too how to cook with over a simple fire. Sometimes you skewer these fish of yours with spikes and roast them slowly and hearts and all. You are able to sustain yourself well enough during the day, but the faint pangs of hunger you experience never quite go away. Rhymes. Your physical discomfort, however, is secondary when compared to your desire to visit the mermaid. Your days might be dull and drab, but the nights, comparatively, are made of magic. Okay, here we go again. Third day, or maybe even, I don't know, 1 week. It's only during the night that the mermaid emerges from beneath the waves, and when she does, you hurry to her side. You have never before had anybody who took so great interest in you, not until you met the mermaid. That is why she has grown so much mean to you. She is the first friend you have ever had, but if you do not temper your obsession accordingly, I fear she may very well be your last. You care little for the potential danger, however, which lurks beneath your interaction with the mermaid. You want only to show the mermaid how much that you value her. But she hurt you, right? The frick? And you hope within time that she will come to value you too. If you keep seeing her, surely she will not stop thinking of you, of her human friend, if she lost so suddenly. That's your plan. So your plan is to get rid of her ex from her mind. Okay, got it. Fortunately, your self-serving wishes to grow closer to the mermaid seems close to being granted. Your nightly conversations when you greet her come easily enough, the words tumbling from your mouth like thread. You have grown rather comfortable in the mermaid's company, and she yours. She must have for so long after you bequeathed your diadem of flowers to the mermaid that she looks at you and poses a curious question. I was wondering, dear one. Oh no, she's calling me dear one like the princess! Whether you would mind indulging me. I know this might not seem like an appealing proposition, but I thought it would be remiss of me not to ask. I have seen some of your world, for I have sat on this shore for many, many nights hence, but you have seen nothing of mine. It seems unfair that I should know some of the world that you inhabit, while you know so little of mine. So, would you care to come with me beneath the ocean's waves? There is much that I wish to show you, sights that I cannot fear be accurately represented in languages alone. Words can be awfully stifling when it comes to communication of experiences such as this. It is quite the florid speech, but at the heart of it beats a simple enough request. The mermaid wishes to bring you beneath the ocean surface so she might show you her home. How am I supposed to breathe, mermaid? I don't even know your name, by the way. You're flattered initially that the mermaid wishes to show you something so personal, but after this further flutter of flattery, there comes an uncomfortable sense of unease. The mermaid might feel at home beneath the water surface, but what of you? You are a human girl. You had two awkward, ungainly legs, and you were not made to live under the sea. You frown and mistrustfully you look at the ocean. It is late at night, it is always when you speak to the mermaid and the water does not look blue. It appears instead to be obsidian. The waves moan as they break against the rocks, which jut out of the shore like a mighty dragon's bones. Again with the dragon metaphors. I fought one before, it's not fun, okay? I don't want to see a dragon again. It's not fun. It's not very fun. Ugh. The sound angry, violent, almost salty sea spray arcs through the air, caught in the moonlight. It shimmers sharp as knives. Hesitantly, you take a step back. You are a little afraid of the sea. It is so restful, so deep, and so all-consuming. It reminds you of a hungry monster. Wait, let me just drink water again. Okay. Drinking water, simping water. Okay. But yeah, reading for like 1 hour plus is quite damaging my voice, so I guess I'm not gonna finish this game today, but I will cut it up to again to a new this is a new route. So we're gonna do the village one next time. After this, I'm just gonna quite go because I have something to do anyways. But yeah, yap. I love yapping, but yapping too much is quite tiring. Okay. You do not even know how to swim. You are fearful for your own safety should you consent to dive beneath the undulating meniscus of the water, but don't look so frightened, dear one. I will be with you, and I will not let you go. You have my word. But I can't breathe underwater! Shyly, you glance at the mermaid. She is still perched upon her rock, her hands folded neatly upon her. Well, she does not have a lap. Not really. You are still afraid, but the mermaid's reassurance does help. Has she not told you numerous times that she is nothing if not be honest? You trust her not to break her word. She will not leave you beneath the waves, abandoning. Wait, what? Abandoning. I can't speak English. God damn! To a cruel, lonely fate to become the food of so many fish. Of that you are certain. That is why, despite all of your misgivings, you find yourself nodding to your head. If that is what she wants, and you will accompany her. You are interested too in what lies beneath the ocean's surface out of sight. Oh, I knew that you would agree. Thank you very much for humoring me. I will endeavor to make these next few moments the most memorable you have ever experienced. Now, would you care to come with me? I shall be your guide. The ocean's depths might be dark, but I will not let you get away from me. I promise. The mermaid extends her hand towards you, a hand which seems to cut through the moonlight, just like a blade. The moon's celestial rays place against the mermaid's upturned palm so that it shimmers. The mermaid's hair, too, is glowing backlit by Celine's glow, so that she almost looked like an angel. She was a fairy. Her beauty is such that, for a few moments, you cannot do anything, neither step towards nor back away. You feel frozen in place, rooted into the sand like some shore-growing tree. You still do not understand why the mermaid has taken such an interest in you, but an old adage does occur to you. You ought not to look a gift horse in the mouth, or ignore the pleas of a graceful, dignified mermaid. You reach out your arm, shaking like the skinny bough of an ancient tree, and find the mermaid's hand with your own. The mermaid's fingers curl about your own, her nails, only now you notice how sharp they are, digging into your skin. Oh, I'm cooked. Though the mermaid herself looked very soft, her grip is surprisingly strong. She got that gorilla grip. We're dead. We're cooked. You do not think if she wielded it, you would not be able to get away from her. But why would you want to? She does not mean you any harm. Now, let us be on our way. There is much to see in my underwater kingdom. I cannot wait to show it to you. The mermaid turns towards the ocean as do you. A brief moment passes, one during which you allow yourself to stand there, your hand claimed by the mermaids as the wind buffets your hair and your skirts. You inhale deeply. The smell of the salt is heavy in the back of your nostrils. So much so you could choke on it. It's not a particularly pleasant smell, but you have grown accustomed to it after living in your tumble-down cottage by the shore. It is nostalgic, almost. You have a vague feeling as you stand on the precipice. I don't know how to read that. Between your world and of your aquatic companions, that you might never again be able to smell the salt in the air like this. That is a silly supposition, though. You are being foolish. The mermaid will return you back to the surface in due course, will she not? You hope that she will. You, unlike her, cannot breathe underwater. You open your mouth, meaning to ask the mermaid about this fact, but you are not afforded the opportunity to speak. We're drowning. We're dead. The mermaid has already shifted her fingers, still twined about yours. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. She dives forwards, her body slicing through the surface of the water like a knife, and you exorably are dragged along with her. Well, yeah, we're cooked. We are cooked. Oh, God, I'm sorry. We're cooked. Oh my gosh. Wait, let me just... Okay. Yeah, we're cooked. Oh, that is a cute art, though. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. That's gonna be the new thumbnail of this. This is the mermaid route. Okay. The water rushes forward to meet you in a sudden shocking rush. The mermaid's descent might be graceful, but yours is anything but. Do not know how to position your legs, and your limbs feel awfully ungainly. Bro! We're gonna die because we're a simp again. We can't say no. But yeah. The art style is cute, but the main character is quite stupid. I'm gonna be real. I get it, she's so lonely, but still. You're gonna get yourself killed again. You do not know how to position your legs. Okay, the shock of the water as it touches your skin, meanwhile, is intense. You did not think that the water would be this cold. No, it is not just cold, it's freezing. It feels as though all the warmth has been sapped out of your skin. If your head was not already beneath the ocean waves, you would gasp from it. You do not gasp, however. You cannot. You have already been submerged. Your body no longer feels as though it is your own. Your hair is unspooling behind you like thread, and your skirt is fluttering. Your body rocks to and fro as though being soothed in a mother's arms. It is a curious feeling. But it's not wholly unpleasant. If only it were not so cold down there, beneath the ocean's depths, you might find it relaxing. It is dark under the surface of the water, yes, but you have not ventured so very far, not yet at least. But that glow of the moon cannot penetrate its depths. Your surroundings are illuminated through faintly, and thanks to this precious illumination, you can see the schools of fish swimming about you. Their scales all glisten as they arc through the waves like rainbows. They do not look like life forms. They appear instead to your fairy tale-handled mind, to the ancient relics brought to life through some strange arcane sorcery. Arcane? They are pretty. No, that word is not significant enough. They are beautiful. Just like the mermaid, you did not know as you stood upon the shore how very full of life it was beneath the water's surface. You did not know either how very beautiful these aquatic denizens of the deep were. You have never seen fish like these before, not in real life. You have memories, vague, hazy memories of dissecting a fish once, in a particularly gruesome biology lesson. But that feels like a very long time ago now. You would far rather think of your present than dwell upon the past. But the seconds pass, and as they do, the mermaid continues to swim, leading you deeper and deeper to the ocean's depths. We're cooked. While once you were close enough to the surface that the moon's light could still slice through the waves, now it is so very dark you can scarcely see. Your visions is beginning to blur. You can feel an uncomfortable pressure weighing down on your inherent body. The mermaid could have given me an oxygen tank at least. But okay, mermaid. You have descended, you realize in the ripple of anxiety too deep, humans were not meant to descend into these depths. The water once cold now feels freezing. It caresses every inch of your exposed flesh as if to sap what little warmth you might still possess. You shiver, and when you do, you swear that you can hear your teeth chattering despite the water which stops your ears. The water is toppering up your nostrils. There is so much water down here at the bottom of the ocean. It is endless. The mermaid might be able to breathe underwater, but you are not so very fortunate. She dead. That's true. She is gonna die. Your body is far less sophisticated than hers, and it requires oxygen with which to furnish your body with continued strength, not salt water. The thought of trying to inhale the endless water which surrounds you makes you shudder. You would rather not attempt it. You do not have gills. When will the mermaid take you back to the surface? I don't think she will. I think you're dead here. Yeah. Surely she must know that you have fast begun to your near limit. You have been underwater for too long, and it is too cold, and it is so dark in any event, you cannot see much anything. The joy you once felt during your underwater adventures has begun to dissipate, just like the last of the oxygen you still possess. It is time to return to the surface now, but how are you to communicate this to the mermaid? You cannot speak, and she is not looking at you. She is staring instead fixedly at something beyond your comprehension, something far away, perhaps in the underwater gloom that you cannot see. Not knowing what else to do, you try to pull your arm free from the mermaid's grasp. You hope that this will signal her that she has grown too carried away in her endeavors, that she might out to cut short your expedition and return you to the shore. Yeah, please, return me back to the shore. Can we go back here when I have like a tank of an oxygen or something? Damn. The mermaid does not react, however, to your attempts to escape her. Her grip does not slacken as you had hoped from about your risk. In fact, it is quite the opposite. It feels as though she is gripping you more tightly as she was, as to prevent your escape. But why would she do that? You tap on the mermaid's shoulder and to get her attention, a gesture which prompts her at long last to turn. Would be funny if she just turns around with a completely new face and she turns into a monster. Her hair blows upon her, suspended in the water like a shroud. Then she says in the calm, measured, incredibly reasonable voice of hers, "Yes, dear one, what is it?" If you could open your mouth to reply her, but alas, you are a human girl, not a fish, and you cannot speak underwater. Any attempt to do so would accomplish naught save filling your pretty little mouth with water. The mermaid really ought to have considered that before she started to ask you questions, but your comfort seemed to be the last thing on the mermaid's mind. She smiles at you gently, delicately, then says, "I understand. Being underwater for so long must be beginning to take its toll. Do your lungs feel like iron? Are they heavy?" So she does understand, but she does not care. You might not be able to speak, suspended as you are in the dark, murky depths, but communication is not wholly impossible. You nod your head empathically. Deep word. But hoping this will be enough to make your distress apparent. But yes, that will happen. It is a natural part, or so I have heard, of drowning. Not that I ever had the opportunity to experience it for myself. I am incapable, you see, of meeting my demise in such a manner. Bro, I will cook you into sushi if you don't bring me... Now, what was that? What could she mean? She's looking at me. I mean, the mermaid answers, can she read minds, that this was a calculated act upon my part. Forgive me, dear one. But the moment you consented into sinking beneath the water with me, your fate was sealed. Your lungs will be flooded with water soon enough, then you will die. It is not a pretty way to go. Bro, why would you even agree to go underwater with a mermaid? Like, you could have just run, like, what is she gonna do, chase you? With no feet? Just freaking run. Man, you worry about your corpse bloating, disfiguring, or being eaten by fish, though I will take very good care of it, I promise. In that he will look lovely, almost angelic. Is that not what you always wanted? You do not know that a mermaid thinks it is exactly that you want, but you think she is laboring under some severe misunderstandings. No, stop being a simp. She's killing you, bro. Stop it. You would like to try and correct her. You don't want to die, but of course you cannot open your mouth. What a pity. But at least it saves me the effort of transcribing your dying pleas. I thought they would be particularly interesting. If you want to know why I am doing this, then I would not mind obliging. I have no secrets to keep from you. Other than the secret perhaps that upon your first meeting she nursed within her cold fish's heart that desire to bring about your water murder. You might have liked to know that before you agreed to sink beneath the ocean surface with her. I am only doing this because I have no choice. The other girl I liked, after all, the one I adored, disappeared. She went away, and I was never again afforded the opportunity to see her. So, this was your plan to your ex, so you did this to me instead? Damn. You reminded me of that girl, so you don't look much alike. You do not act very alike either, but you are both humans who, despite your delicacies, have no shortage of determination. How your kind is able to live within your lifespans are so very short, and you're susceptible to very many diseases is a mystery to me. Till my lifespan far eclipses your own, I am far sturdier, and I cannot help but marvel at the tendency of you humans. I know that if I were as fragile as you are, I would not be able to exist in this world. I would be far too afraid, and I would see my own death lurking behind every corner, just as you can see your own death looming before you. It's not so far away now. You could feel it coming, closer and closer, and closing its cold icy fingers around your throat. You humans are incredible. I cannot help but respect you, weak and pitiful though you are. She respects your tenacity so very much she wishes to extinguish it. So these antagonists don't make sense. They just like to kill. The princess and this mermaid. Yep, does not make sense. Perhaps my words are confusing, but it makes perfect sense to me at least. My beloved cowherd left me. I do not know where she went or how what happened to her. Perhaps she was murdered by bandits. Perhaps she contracted a horrible disease. Perhaps she simply fell and cracked her skull. That's dark. I do not know. I will never know. For many, many days and many nights, her disappearance tormented me. I could not help but wonder how it came about. But there were so many possibilities I could not imagine all of them. This thought terrified me. It still does. That is why I am going to take you to my underwater kingdom with me. There we can live together forever. Nothing will be able to tear us apart. I'll brush your hair and I will dress you with the finest pearls found from the bottom of the seabed. It will be very lovely. Much, much lovelier than any sort of miserable existence you might be able to take out above the water. In my citadel, you will never be attacked by bandits nor ravaged by diseases. You will be quite safe, I promise. Quite safe, yes, and quite dead too. Well, yes, that is the only unfortunate aspect of my plan. So, can she read our minds? I feel like she can. She considers her death nothing more than a mere misfortunate. The mermaid might be surprisingly cold after all, but perhaps you have to have predicted this. She is part fish. Are fish not cold-blooded like lizards? You probably learned this at some point during biology class, but your lessons are beginning to feel very faint and far away now. Your body is beginning to fail you. Yep, look at her. She's becoming more blue. You cannot take much more of this. It is a sacrifice, though. If you are too happy, I'm gonna do this, for both our sakes. I do apologize for tricking you, but please try to understand. I really have been lonely. This phrase again. You would be more inclined to sympathize with her, perhaps, if her loneliness was not ushering in your inevitable demise, but you are too preoccupied with your dwindling reserves of oxygen to feel much in the way of anything of your captor. You can feel the pressure of the water against your eyes. They are beginning to close. Perhaps you are crying. You don't know the water masked much of your anguish. You have been drifting underwater for almost 3 minutes. That is more than 3 minutes, I think. That is remarkably a long time to go without any air. Your vision is beginning to cloud. Your surroundings already look darker, so unpleasant and obscure, and not like the paradise the mermaid promised you. The pain of being suffocated slowly is far stronger and far more oppressive than the sensation of the mermaid's hand wound tightly around your arm. Is there no escape for you? The prognosis, I'm sorry to say, it's grim. Your fate, as the mermaid has said, really was sealed the moment you met her, luxuriating on those rocks beneath the moonlight. But you'll forgive me if my sympathy is limited. You did bring this upon yourself. That's true. You reap what you saw, just like... Okay. In your case, you made this series of bad decision with led to your untimely demise. Now, what do you want to do? To accept this fate of yours, or rest in peace, or we'll try to fight against it. Here we go again! So... Oh crap, I want to save. There you go. So we're gonna obviously... because if we fight against your fate, we're just gonna be prompted to go back to choosing which route where we go. So let's accept our fate. Huh. Oh crap. That is a bit of an anticlimactic answer at this juncture in your life story, but I suppose it would be remiss of me to lecture you too much. I'm sure you're well aware of what a terrible series of decisions you have made. There's no need for me to belabor at this point. That would be boorish, not to mention. I'm rather tired of scolding you, so instead I think I will content myself with loving you. What? You thought in your death the mermaid was the only one who would be able to cassette you. I know, I have said this before, but you really are naive. You cannot escape me, even if you're at the bottom of the deepest, darkest ocean. See? Something like this, the narrator, I feel like, is talking to the MC. Like, there's a mystery here that I've yet to unravel. It's quite, yeah. Like, it's like she's mocking her. I don't know. The word might have forsaken you, but I'll never will. I'll never leave you. You'll never be lonely again. Damn. That's it for book 2. Well, yeah, I'm gonna call it book 2. But yeah, let's see. Let's load the fight against your fate now. Ah, I like the look on your face. It is a look full of determination, the self-same determination which prompted me to take an interest in you. I can tell that you're not happy with this ending. You did not come all this way after all to drown. That is quite the indecorous demise, regardless of how many fine stone shells means to wind and throw your hair after your death. If you wish to carve out a new story for yourself, then I would be happy to indulge you. Just try not to get on the bad side. A good side of any homicidal naiads this time. The drowning of fair maidens is something of a cliche. Your fate is once again... There you go. So yeah, this is the last route of this game. So I would love to play it right now, but kind of tired. I am tired from all this yapping. So again, this live stream was quite a bit of an unplanned thing. Yeah, that is so maybe the next part will be unplanting again once I'm free. But yeah, thank you for watching. I know there's not much of a people there, but there's like 2 people watching right now, so that's thankful. I'm thankful for that. So yeah, I'm gonna make myself big just to say bye-bye. Oh, see, you see my half body again. Trust me, it's not half, it's just OBS. Ah, yes. But yes, it is I, Sir Bobby Buvett. Thank you for joining me at this route quest. As always, I'll link the game's link on the description down below if you guys want to check it out. Cool indie game, I like it. So yeah, next route is the village route. Make sure to follow my Twitter for more updates when I'm gonna stream. But yeah, this is such an unplanned stream. But for the planned stream next week, I'm gonna play Walking Dead again. We're gonna finish season 1. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's I, Sir Bobby Buvett. Thank you for watching. And I will capiche for now. And I will eat me some meat. Because I love me some meat. Yes. Happy.